Disney has acknowledged that a Fantasyland expansion is looming on the horizon, but what exactly does this expansion entail?
Your attention, please.
What is shaking, everyone? Welcome back. We've talked about this numerous times, but a Fantasyland expansion is coming to Disneyland. Now, Disney has indeed confirmed this. It's on the horizon. It's coming sometime in the near future. Obviously, it's going to be after the opening of Galaxy's Edge. It's going to be after Marvel Land, but it's sounding like it's going to be following that. It's going to be right after Marvel Land. So construction isn't going to stop anytime soon. Disneyland is going to constantly keep growing. But now the question is what exactly could be coming to this expansion? And we've talked about this a few times, but we might actually have an answer now. Over the course of this last year, it was announced that Hollywood Studios over in Disneyland Paris was going to get a frozen land. And that has fully been confirmed. They are getting a frozen land, or more specifically, Arendelle. And Disney likes to make things in pairs. They like to buy things in pairs. So that means they're going to have a whole set of extra Arendelle parts. But where are they going to put it? They're not going to put it in Florida. Florida's going through their own expansions, which only could mean it's going in Disneyland. Now, we've talked about this Fantasyland expansion before, and we've mentioned that it could possibly be a Beauty and the Beast ride or castle, attraction, because Hong Kong Disneyland is in fact getting this as well. And like I just said, they're making things in pairs. They're going to have an extra set. So which one is Fantasyland going to get? Now, this is where the clarification might come in handy. With all of these sources that I have compiled and other YouTubers have compiled, it is sounding more and more likely that Disneyland will be getting the Arendelle attraction or Arendelle land. Now, where's it going to go? Where's it going to fall? Well, as you can see from this aerial, there's a lot of space around Autopia. We've talked about it before. Autopia is pretty much the go-to location for any kind of Fantasyland expansion. Now, there is a lot of land. There is a lot of land here. It can house multiple things. But to the scale that Disney's doing these new lands and these new parks, I don't know if they could fit both Arendelle and a Beauty and the Beast attraction or a Beauty and the Beast land. So once again, with all the sources I have compiled and other YouTubers have compiled, it is looking more and more like it's going to be Arendelle. Now, this could be the perfect backdrop. You could use the Matterhorn as a backdrop to a kind of Arendelle castle, to the ice castle or whatever else they're planning on doing. So it kind of fits in that it's going to be Arendelle. Because if you did Beauty and the Beast, it's going to kind of be standalone. It's going to almost rival everything else. It's not going to flow and fit in as well as, let's say, an Arendelle. So now here's the other question. Which one would you rather see? Would you rather see a Beauty and the Beast land with a dark ride and a Beast castle? Or would you rather see a frozen attraction similar to the one over in Epcot in Disney World? Would you rather see Arendelle that's going to fit in more? It's going to fit more with the Matterhorn as a backdrop, or something that's a little more nostalgia, a little more 90s Renaissance Disney in Beauty and the Beast, which I have said for years that Beauty and the Beast has always been underappreciated in the Disney parks, or at least in Disneyland. It hasn't been showcased. There hasn't been a lot of Beauty and the Beast things inside of Disneyland. And Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite attractions, so I would of course love to see a Beauty and the Beast attraction or a Beauty and the Beast land over Frozen and Arendelle. So what is your opinion on this? Do you want to see an Arendelle or do you want to see a Beauty and the Beast? So now going off of that, like I said, Disney hasn't confirmed this entirely, but could it be at D23 that Disney announces the formal plans for a Fantasyland expansion? Normally D23 is where they reserve their big announcements, but they've already announced their Mickey's Runaway Railway. They've already announced everything. They've already announced Marvel Land. Yeah, we can see the Phase 2 announcement for Marvel Land, what that's going to entail. But outside of just a Marvel Land announcement, what could Disney possibly announce at D23? Well, it's going to be the Fantasyland announcement. I'm guessing. I'm assuming that it's going to be the Fantasyland announcement. So hopefully in just a few months here in August, we'll be able to get a clear answer as to if we're getting Arendelle or if we're getting a Beauty and the Beast dark ride or castle as well. So this leads to my last little question. If Disney were to build one, if not both of these attractions, how far are they willing to go? Because Disneyland is going to want to go massive. They're going to want to go immersive. They're going to want to go big. Disneyland has shown they want to do massive projects and really kind of change the face of certain areas of the park. But here is where my issue lies. If they're going to go full bore, Frozen and Arendelle, you could do more of a village. You don't necessarily have to have a castle or a huge structure with the Matterhorn in the background. As opposed to Beauty and the Beast, Disneyland would have to build a full castle. Now they could go the way of Magic Kingdom in Florida, where it's kind of up on a hill and Beast Castle is forced perspective. But the only problem with that is the one in Florida, it looks funny. The forced perspective is not as good. I don't think that Disney could have done better at the forced perspective for Beast Castle. And I don't think they would want that perception or that kind of negative image inside of Disneyland. So Disney, to my knowledge, would have to build a massive castle for Beast and for this Beauty and the Beast land or attraction or restaurant, whatever it's going to be. So that leads me to the next point. Will it be bigger than Sleeping Beauty's castle? Would it rival Sleeping Beauty's castle, almost taking the focus away from the original Disneyland castle? And like I said, if they were going to do Arendelle and build a castle too, either one of them could have a castle in them. How big is it going to be if they don't want to go bigger than Sleeping Beauty's castle? As we all know, Sleeping Beauty's castle is very small compared to every other Disney park. So that's where the small issue of either one of these come into play. That could be the one hiccup as to how big and immersive these lands get. And that's another reason why I think Arendelle is the more logical addition into Disneyland. So just to clarify why it would be Arendelle, it's because they would do more of a village setting, almost like the UK pavilion or the Norway pavilion over in Epcot, where it's more of the village setting with shops and stores and a couple little restaurants with the Matterhorn in the backdrop. And then you could have your one attraction. You could have your Frozen attraction inside of this land. You don't have to go huge to fully immerse or to bring Arendelle to life. As opposed to Beauty and the Beast, you would need a lot more. And the last thing Disneyland wants to do is overshadow Sleeping Beauty Castle, which is very easy to overshadow. I mean, the Matterhorn towers over Sleeping Beauty Castle. And imagine doing a full Beast Castle or a full Elsa's Ice Castle. I can't see Disney doing that, which again points at Frozen is going to be the new land inside of Fantasyland. So what is your opinion on this? Do you want to see a Beauty and the Beast attraction, restaurant, castle? Or do you want to see a Frozen, Arendelle, possibly a castle, probably more of a village setting? Which one of these do you want to see, if not both? Like I said, the logical and the almost certain location for this new land and attraction is going to be where Autopia is between Small World and the Finding Nemo lagoon. The Finding Nemo is a dead attraction walking, so it's just a matter of time before something replaces it. And it could very, very well be that Frozen or Beauty and the Beast is going in this location. So once again, leave your comments. I'm curious to see what you all want to see, what you think Disneyland is going to do. And hopefully, come August at D23, we will have our answers. So that's going to do it for today. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have not done so already, give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified when other videos like this or other park adventure videos are uploaded. And as always, if you are at any of the Disney parks, tell Mickey and Minnie I say hi. And I will see you all a little later.